I'm Adrift, and welcome back to episode 2 of my SkyServers Survival Series. I'm starting off the episode here with Spirit Dogs with a very creepy smile. So I'm just going to walk away, and hello Brit from Oz, good to see you. And Lapalia, I think that's how I say that. Hi Erica, hi, everyone's here. So in between episodes, I have done quite a bit. I've done a lot of mining and getting money. And that's why if we look at my ender chest, I have 40 skylights. And this means if you don't play Sky Servers, that means that I can come over to the itemizer. So here at the itemizer, I can trade in my 40 skylights for OP weapon, armors, and tools, all that sort of stuff. And it is usually quite good, but there are quite a few things that I don't actually want. Okay guys, so we are now here with my 40 skylights. Yep, as you can see, Harrington says, hope I get a pickaxe. I do too. So in 3, 2, 1. Before we get any further into the video, based on the stats of my last video, at least 65% of you aren't subscribed. Let's see if we can get that number down as close to 0 as we can, and all you have to do to help is smash the subscribe button. Put those in there. No. No. No! Skylorian sword. I can't believe this. No! 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 Oh no. I'll trade it for a trident. Sigh. That is really disappointing. I'll try to be opening one of these every single episode until I get a pickaxe. Yeah, it's not a bad sword. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad sword, but I'm not going to be in any fights. The only thing I'm really going to use it for is for killing the mob, which I don't have a need to because I have permanent god. Okay, well, Harrington just said to TP, so I'll send a TP request. You can trade it for one of these. Oof. What do I want? Means I'd trade it for one of these. Okay, so I'm just looking. The lumberjack axe has efficiency 6, unbreaking 6, silk touch, and mending. So yeah, I think I'll trade for the axe. So yeah, but I really don't need this. Okay, just come close there. There we are. just scam them. Wait, I can't repair this. Oh, it has mending, okay. But yeah, so I now have the lumberjack axe. So yeah, this should be quite good. I'll be able to use this a lot more than I would use a sword. But yeah, now that I've used my 40 skylights, was a bit of a disappointment, but it's made up. It's okay. And I got the lumberjack axe. Let's get back to my house and see what we're going to be doing this episode. Okay guys, so I just got back here and Harrington gave me their old sword. So yeah, it's very close to a maxed out sword. I can probably add knockback and just have it as just a sword to whack some mobs if I need to. But yeah, so what I'm planning to do in this episode is work on my secret basement. And I say secret because it's not going to be just like there's a set of stairs under here. I'm going to have an elevator that will take us down, and then underneath the ground I will have tons of stuff. That will be where all my farms will be. And yeah, there'll also be a ton of other stuff like that. So I need to once again go and get resources, but this time, now that I actually have some money, I will go over to CJ's shop and purchase everything I need.
The next day.
Okay guys, so it is the next day, and I've gone to Warp CJ and gotten most of the materials I'll need. I might need a bit more glazed terracotta, but that shouldn't be too hard to get. But yeah, so I'll show you where I'm thinking of having the elevator. It's probably going to go somewhere here. which should be good because I can hide the button here in the staircase and just have everything set up like that. And I have also designed it before this, so I know that it's not going to be popping out of the ground there or anything. But yeah, so first of all, as you can probably imagine, I need to clear a pretty big space underneath so that I can actually like fit in the elevator as well as like all the redstone. Because there's quite a bit of redstone, but it does work quite well, and I can request and send elevators. I have a 15 block elevator shaft, so this should give us some decent space underneath for the basement, because there is going to be a lot of stuff. Because as you can see, my house, it isn't the biggest. It's an okay size, but I'm going to need a lot of space down here to basically do whatever I really want. This will be why I can have a heap of farms, as I said before. But yeah, so I think what I need to do now is just clear this area out a bit more so that I can actually like fit in the elevator. Because if I can't fit in the elevator, it's not really going to go too well for getting up and down. So I'm going to clear this out probably in a short time lapse, and yeah, let's do it. So I have just finished digging out this hole. I think it's 20 blocks deep, because I have some redstone at the top and that sort of thing. But first things first, I need to have the button, which is just going to sit up there. Well, there's the redstone actually, that's not a button. The button will be here, it's just sort of hidden, but obviously you can still see it. And the next thing I need to do is actually build the flying machine. So first of all, I need to put an obsidian block there, because I don't want it to be flying off when I don't want it to. The next up, I have to just build this sort of setup, and then we should be right. So I think, oh great, I don't remember how this goes, so give me a second. Okay, so it is an observer up like that, and break that and place a slime block there. Then next up, we just need to place piston there and a slime block there, and then we can fill in this area, and then this will obviously have 2 more slime blocks there to complete the floor. But for now, I will just leave it like that. So yeah, that is the actual flying machine done. That is pretty simple, and to be honest, this whole build is actually quite simple. Like, there's nothing extremely difficult or hard about it. It's just I need to remember what to actually do. So let me find the next step and I'll cut back. Okay guys, so the next step is to actually build the bottom of where this machine is actually caught and where we can actually step off. So the floor needs to be on the 5th block here. So we can just come around like this, and then that will create our little area where we can step off. And next up, I have to actually place a block of obsidian, which should go right here, which will stop the flying machine. So yeah, so basically then it won't go flying off when we don't want it to. And I think the next step, sorry if I keep saying I think, but yeah, this is basically all me just doing this by memory. So yeah, we have a piston there to activate it. And I've got to do a bit of redstone around here, so I'm just going to find that and do that. Okay, so I just had another look, and the next step is that I need to, so yeah, the next thing I need to do is place an observer there, and then as weird as this will look, I have to basically spiral this around, and I'm just double checking because I don't want this to be done wrong. So next up, it gets a little bit weird, and that is because I'm going to start using iron doors. And if you haven't seen this before, this is basically a way to send a signal downwards really quickly, and while it's a bit noisy, it means that I don't have to have a full line of observers, and I can just have an observer and an iron door. So yeah, it saves on resources quite a lot, which when you're doing redstone like this and going down a decent distance, yeah, especially on survival, you really want to be saving resources. And I just quickly went over to CJ's shop so I can place a redstone lamp there, and then place 2 observers, and then I can just place a stone brick. So basically the redstone lamp is there because it gives an update, and really it's a lot cheaper than a observer is. It just doesn't involve as much crafting, and therefore it isn't as expensive, which is very handy for survival with economy. So now what this system will actually do is, this means that I should, if I've done everything correctly, I should be able to send this flying machine down. And okay, so it broke there. And that's the issue, so it actually went out of my region. So I just need to get that fixed, and then I'll be right back.
1 eternity later.
So 5 minutes later, my claim has been expanded, and I had to make a few changes. So I changed this out for a redstone lamp, as I realized that that would actually cause a few more issues with this piston. But now if I hit the button, you can see that the flying machine is going down. I can stand on top of it, and it will stop here just like it's meant to, and then I can also request it from up here again. So yeah, as you can see, this is working really good, and now all I've got to do is just add the button down on this level so that I can request it and send it from this area.
What follows is a brief construction montage.
modder. I was struggling so much that I actually looked up a tutorial on YouTube of how to place it. Yep, that's how desperate I am. But yeah, I'm finally done, and it looks okay. It looks okay. I like the grain. But what we can now finally do is place in that, so the final platform. And now I can also add my little the door out into the actual basement, and then a little control panel over here that I'm also wanting to do. So first up, as I just said, there is the control panel here, which I'm wanting to have. I'm going to have 2 stone buttons, one which will open the doors, and the one that will actually be requesting and sending the elevator here. So these will be pretty easy to hook up. Actually, all I need to really do is for the request and send is just have a small redstone torch tower down like this. If you don't know how to build one of these, it's really simple and a great way to send redstone signals downwards. So yeah, and just like that, and there we are. This signal can come around here, and I already set up the observer tower for the request and send from below. So now, if I hit this, it does not actually send me, and that is because I removed the piston from here. So that so I removed that piston just so that it's easy for me to build up the observer tower. So now if I click here, it once again didn't work. And I have a feeling there's a bit of a different reason this time. Okay guys, so I found the fix to the elevator. There was just 2 blocks back here that were stopping it. And I'm now working on the bottom area, and I've decided that just to make it look all dark and black, sort of like a bottomless pit, I've decided that I'm going to go with a full obsidian area like this. I would do coal blocks because, well, they just look a bit more like a bottomless pit. But of course they're not immovable objects, so if I try to do that, the elevator would just instantly break. But yeah, with obsidian there's still no issues, and if I just place in that, there we are. So now it just looks a bit darker and a bit nicer, if I say so myself, and I will replace those 2 with that. So yeah, I think this looks pretty nice. I think I can also fill in that, yeah. So this is our sort of bottomless pit, and as you can see, as I just said, I did find the fix for the elevator, and it is working perfectly. I can send and request. So yeah, now that that is done, I really only have one more thing to do. Well, for now with the elevator, and then I'll get started on the basement, and that is to actually have the doorway to get in to the basement itself. So what I'm going to do is sort of stick with that design, so it will look a bit like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a strip of white, and I think, so yeah, so I'll have a bit of white there, like that. And then when those are closed, it will look all the same, which should look pretty cool. So all I need to do is grab some slime balls, which I think I use, so I'll head over to Warp CJ and grab some. So now that I have some pistons to build with, I can, or to do redstone with, sorry, I can place these guys in. And I'll have to do that there. So yeah, this will just allow us to open, and I'll keep this sort of frame going, I guess. I won't be able to put white there. White will just have to come up. Yeah, I think I'll also keep this coming all the way up like that, and it should look pretty cool. So to create the redstone for this door, what I will have to do is I'll just have to dig out a slightly larger space around here. So the way I'm going to do this T flip-flop is with an observer. So this means that I can do something a bit like this. Crafts a redstone block. And then I can take the redstone output from this and then run it into my door. And if you're wanting to just make a really simple 2x3 door, the redstone is almost just as simple. So there's a block there. Sorry, no. What you want to do is place a block here, a torch, another block, and then some redstone dust. And then as you can see, that will push it all across. So now what I can do is run a simple redstone wire into that with a repeater. And then I can run this line all the way over. We'll have to come around the iron doors so we don't have the elevator spazzing out, because that wouldn't go down too well. And then once again over here, torch, block, redstone dust, and I can just run this, just run it up here, place a block over there. So now if I come through, hit that, yep, as you can see the redstone signal reaches, and we now have our door that can open and shut. What did I mess up here? What did I mess up? Right. This needs to be a sticky piston, and that is the exact same mistake I made when I was designing this thing, is I put a regular piston. So yeah, as you can see now it will close properly, just like that. And now I can place over the white like this. So I'm going to get some more materials for the walls and then I'll cut back. So I've decided to go with some red glazed terracotta to do these sides. And I'm just going to quickly count how many there are so that I can build this, right? But yeah, what I'm thinking of I'm going to do will be just placing it in the terracotta like that. There we are. As you can see, that makes the correct pattern. So yeah, the tutorial I found was quite helpful. So what I'm gonna do is 4, and then I think if I do this, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, oops. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, yeah, I can finish that off there. And now that I'm up the top, I can also put in my floor there. And now I can once again come over to this side and build up the exact same thing. I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just flying around now. But yeah, so I think this is actually looking pretty good. I've got the red in now, that it actually looks quite good with the grey and the white. But yeah, so I'm going to have a heap of stuff underneath this house, especially in the basement. Well, I guess that is underneath the house, so I don't really know what I'm saying at this point. But yeah, so this is going to look really nice. And I also think that what I'm going to do is get some smooth stone, and then I'll add a nice path around the outside of my house. But before I do that, I will show that if I hit that, you can see the elevator starts to rise up, and then it will arrive here. So yeah, completely flush. You can't really see that button. So while we're waiting for my smooth stone to smelt there, let's see what Tomo thinks I should add to my basement. What do you think I should have in my basement with a smelling mistake? Yep. Yep, with a spelling mistake too. Let's see what he thinks I should put in my basement. Hopefully not Potions Lab. Okay, yep. I was expecting him to name one of the staff members, but Potions Lab is awesome too. Awesome. Will do. So yeah, if this video hits 10 likes, and I know it can because the first episode has hit 12 likes in under 3 days. So if this video hits 10 likes, I will get into my basement, and the first thing I will do is build up a potions lab. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and like the video, and I will see you all next episode. Bye!